These really are hidden in the most unlikely places, aren't they?
The thrill of discovery never gets old.
Not good, what kind of this?
Welcome, and well met.
Dear, that's the wrong one.
Ah, apologies. Thank you, my darling. Fie. My vision's growing worse by the day, I fear. Methinks it began when I started reading an old grimoire I found whilst tidying the storeroom. 'Tis entitled, On the Transference of Souls. A curious tome, this. It claims to grant the reader the power to summon things from beyond the rift. I thought I might use it to stock my shelves with otherworldly wares. Perhaps you will think me simple. But truly, all I want is a better life for my wife and daughter. Yet 'tis most vexing. For the moment I start reading the tome, 'tis as if a fog descends over my eyes. But mayhap there is hope for me yet. If I can get my hands on a quince, they're said to reduce fatigue of the eyes. Would you be kind enough to procure one for me? I must keep reading that grimoire.
I've heard.
What business have you here?
One day, I'm going to have proper raiment.
Housework's the hardest work there is, you know. What does that smell? I cannot place it.
I assume you haven't forgotten the delivery we were to make here, Arisen?
I only hope the recipient is pleased with our work.
Have you brought me a quince? Many thanks, sir. At last, I may continue reading that grimoire. This could be the turning point in my family's fortune.
Come along. We wouldn't want to lose sight of our guide.
Follow me, then. Unless you doubt my sense of direction.
Well met. You'll be glad to know that I finally finished my reading of that grimoire we spoke of. Which brings me to a curious point. There's a... What happened to my eye? Oh, never mind the bandage. 'Tis nothing serious. Now, as I was saying, I'd like for you to find the grimoire's second volume for me. 'Twould seem 'tis part of a set, and will only reveal its true power when both tomes are in hand. The copy I possess is but the first, one half of a whole. I've heard tell that its twin can be found in a queer little shop in Vermont. Alas, passing through the border checkpoint is no simple matter for a humble merchant like myself. But you, sir, I dare say you are not of Batal. Then you ought have no trouble passing through the checkpoint. I implore you, find that second volume for me. All I want is to give my family a decent life, the life they deserve.
A queer little shop in Vermont, is it? I wonder which of the shops in Vermont matches that description.
I'm not sure what to tell you.
Mother, quick! Over here!
Beg pardon, sir, but I must ask you to stop aiding my husband. He lost his eye while reading that grimoire. I can't bear to see him involved with that fell thing anymore. But he refuses to listen to me.
He's been saying not to worry, that he'll make us more money soon. 'Tis as if he's lost his mind how much he repeats it. 'Tis all my fault, Mother. He's only been like this since I said I wished we had an easier life.
No, 'tisn't, dear, and don't you fret. Your father, he'll be back to his old self before you know it. Pray, sir, seek out that grimoire if you must, but do not give it to my husband. I beg of you.
Ought we to give Sir Isaac the grimoire as he requested? 'Tis a quandary indeed.
Well, if you think me a liar, then buy something and... On the transference of does not like to do much harm on its own, but when combined with its twin, the first volume, 'tis potent indeed. Take care how you use it, sir. Ah, I see you desire one of my masterpieces. Very well. I shall have your order crafted in good time. A little patience is all I ask. Hope to see you again. Well, if you think me a liar, then buy. Something and see the truth for yourself. Hope to see you again.
We'll see who's got the right.
Lots to do, and precious little time.
How to proceed?
All honest coin is made while the sun. Ne'er too late to further one's trade. Well, if you think me a liar, then buy. The item you requested is Here you are. Hope to see you again. Well, if you think me a liar, then buy something and see the truth.
Hardly keep you in my sights, Arisen.
No time to catch your breath.
Greetings, Sir Arisen. Have you found the second volume of On the Transference of Souls, perchance? Fortune smiles upon me at last. With this, my shop's prosperity is all but assured. Thank you, Sir Arisen. Oh, thank you. Perhaps you'd care to join me. Come, bear witness to this momentous occasion.
We ought to be guided to our destination. Let's try to follow along.
This is it. This is the moment I've been preparing for.
Dear, is this truly safe? I'm afeard of what's to come.
Have faith, my darling. All is well. You need only stand there and watch.
Father, you don't need to do this. I'm happy with our life as 'tis now.
'Tis good to hear you say that, my daughter. But I've come too far. I must see this through. I believe I need only... Ha! Did I? Did I do it? All appears unchanged. A failure, then. Ah, well. I suppose our fortunes were ne'er likely to turn so easily. I've learned my lesson. No more of this grimoire nonsense for me. I'll settle for being a humble apothecary after all. My dears, can you forgive me for my foolishness?
Oh, Isaac.
You two had the right of it all along. I ne'er should have chased after a silly dream like this.
Father, I shouldn't have complained. I know you do your best for us. You always have.
Enough of that now. You've naught to apologize for. 'Tis a father's duty to provide for his children. I only wish I could give you more. You have my gratitude, Sir Arisen. Though I failed in my quest, I've learnt much. And from this moment forth, I'll be focusing my energies on naught but my trade. I hope I can count on your continued patronage, sir.
A forgery! Of course!
What business have you here?
My husband has returned to work with renewed vigor. 'Tis good to have him back to his old self. He'll have all the support we can give. We're family, after all.
I wonder if we would have been wealthy had the experiment succeeded. Suppose it could have gone either way, really. Mayhap...
When all's said and done, alas, such things are best forgotten. In fact, methinks you ought take this grimoire off my hands, sir. No sense in my holding on to it. When all's said and done, alas.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, your Majesty. He espied the delivery of a suspicious package to a man named Allard, a minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain on scene, 'tis plain that Allard wished this delivery kept away from prying eyes. That alone is reason to suspect a connection to Deeza's schemes. We must get to the bottom of it. The Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, your Majesty? Are you willing to undertake this task? I shall ensure that the door to the minister's chambers is open between midnight and dawn. Pray, use that time to infiltrate and uncover aught worthy of suspicion.
Nothing compares to the excitement of embarking on a new adventure.
Much obliged. Well met. As they come, I say. This is the last straw.
I'm done for, aren't I?
Such quiet. Our road was...
We cannot accompany...
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten.
What ought I to do?
I suppose you
'Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part.
I wish the minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel posted outside his chambers with him everywhere.
What business could be so pressing that I must be summoned at this late hour?
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly sensitive matter for the Regent Kin to request a private audience.
Oh, perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor can bring. He might just be his mother's puppet, but at least he knows what's good for him.
My lord, if someone were to overhear...
Oh, unwring your hands, you fool! As if anyone in this palace would dare say a word against me. Now, if Wilhelmina calls, tell her to await me in my chambers. I will return presently.
Surely none more important than this. I speak of the ascension of the Sovereign.
Indeed. But that, Your Grace, would be better discussed in the presence of your mother.
Well, well. Yours isn't a face I'm accustomed to seeing around the palace. How did you get in here?
Oi! Who goes there? Who's there?
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Oh, 'tis you, Lady Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us. We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my meaning.
Apologies, my lady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise? Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood, my lady. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered. I don't appreciate having my motives questioned. I did as I saw fit. Need I say more? Still, you are welcome to come calling, should the fancy take you, and should you have the gold for it. Off you go now. If you wish to speak further, 'twill have to wait.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal, a land with which Vermin has no official dealings at present. Let me see. It reads, "True to our word, we offer you the power of the Godsway. Pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready ere our plans are set in motion." A meager clue, to be certain. Though, 'tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal. This does not bode well at all. Though the political situation is stable at present, much blood has been spilled between Vermund and his neighbor in the past. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, 'twould seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief among them, what is meant by securing Melv and this Godsway? I will investigate these matters as best I can. In the interim, Your Majesty, should you have time to spare, might you make for Melv? Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot can we begin to thwart it. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. Perchance it will help speed you on your way to Melv.
Phasus. Now there's a name to remember.
I'm not gonna get this in a hurry. Surely you can do better than that!
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldhar, a magistrate. Many a time has Disa demanded Waldhar amend the Code of Vermont to her own benefit, and many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, he now sits in a cell beneath the palace. Our laws dictate that your Majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldhar will be willing to vouch for your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. Pray, take this. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Prithee be cautious, your Majesty. Should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
This might be...
I'm afraid I cannot escort you beyond the castle entrance, Master. We will have to part ways till you emerge.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
I'd say we collect as much as we can carry. Do you know how long you'll be? I only ask so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
So, you've come. Captain Brant bade me allow you passage.
Open.
I'm dead on my feet after today's training.
Have you come to release me from this jail? Who are you? Aha! Then we are presented with three options. Either the law of our world that allows only one Arisen has been upended, or Disa's Arisen is false, or you are lying to me. Have you proof that you are Arisen, as you say? Ah, they say the Arisen's breast bears a wound akin to the dragon's claw. By that mark, 'twould seem 'tis true. This reminds me of a happening 148 years ago. During the reign of Regent Alphonse, a man named Crusoe appeared and claimed to be Arisen. He went before the people, insisting that he, and not Regent Alphonse, was the true Arisen. the one fit to lead them as their ruler. And what befell him, you ask? Ha! Crusoe was discovered to be a liar, whereupon his head was liberated from his shoulders on the spot. Aye, I dare say your arrival portends another beheading, but whose will it be? Escape? But why? Here, I spend my days perusing the code and deciphering old texts. I can devote all my time to my own interests, and I need not turn my ear to Deesa's absurd demands. 'Tis a paradise to me, this cell. That said, if you know of a place with a mountain of tomes I could delve into, I might rethink the matter. Tell me, does that ring any bells? Oh, to think such a place existed. How very curious. Guide me outside, then. If you can deliver me from this pit, I ought to be able to find the rest of the way on my own.
So tight. I must have let the cat just about anyway.
You. I wonder how you must feel, having locked me away in this dismal. Do you think yourself just? If so, you are sorely mistaken. There are many in this world who require salvation. I merely borrowed the aid of those who could offer it. Just as there are theories that may only be tested on living flesh, so are mortal bodies the sole source of certain materials. And, whatever you may think, all lives are not made equal. 'Tis the truth, whether you choose to acknowledge it or not. The sickly folk of the slums are fated to die, to waste away till death grants them its mercy. I merely gave their deaths a greater purpose. If anything, I deserve your praise, not this awful cell.
Mayhap I really would have been better off dead.
Am I shedding? Must be my winter coat growing. Is it true you're the Arisen? Only, I seem to recall someone else boasting of being the Arisen over in the tavern about 6 months ago. Just be sure you play your part well, whatever the truth. The Arisen takes the crown here in Vermund, after all. Befell a Drake or two, and I reckon you'll earn the people's... My bed wins, and I shan't resist.
Aye, this should be far enough. My thanks. If you truly are Arisen, then I swear to someday repay this debt I owe. Words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you at present. Pray visit me if you've the time or inclination. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim, it seems Magistrate Waldhar has been safely delivered from his cell. The man's dedication to justice, mayhap 'twould be prudent to visit the man on occasion and avail yourself of his vast stores of wisdom. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you? I thank you. Pray, take this. Consider it remuneration for your Majesty's efforts.
A resounding success!
We have achieved our objective.
What will our next adventure have in store for us, I wonder?
You understand how heavy the burden of duty can be. Would you hear my request? I thank you.
And here we are, in the blink of an eye. Shall we take stock of our surroundings?
Don't you air-tap? Father taught me the value of thorough preparation.
Haste makes waste, as they say.
This hustle and bustle puts me right up.
Wished were always night.
Thank you kindly. For you, as a token of my appreciation. Where does the road call you? Would air...
Dull days for us are a sign that all is well.
Hail, friend! You've come at a good time. I was just hoping to speak with you. Have you heard aught of the masquerades being held in the palace of late? 'Tis said they are in celebration of the sovereign's valorous deeds. However, in truth, my mother is merely holding them to strengthen her ties with her closest retainers. But therein lies our chance, for I suspect one among them might prove an ally to our cause, a man by the name of Patrick. Might I ask you to infiltrate one of these masquerades and give him this letter? I imagine that's the most prudent way to go about this. You have my thanks. I would handle this matter myself, but I am afraid I cannot attend the masquerades. Mother refuses to allow it. I will speak with a sentinel I trust and bid that he ease his patrol on the evening in question. Pray, make use of this opportunity to slip into the venue. Patrick will be wearing a mask without a mane, and a blue cape, I believe. Hopefully this information will be enough for you to seek him out. Come to think of it, there has been tell of some important figure from a neighboring country being invited as well. I've not been told much, but any guest of my mother's is bound to be the mark of much attention. Mayhap 'twould be best to stay away from this figure, lest you attract unwanted notice. You should be going now, friend. You're not meant to be here in the first place. You should be going now, friend.
Huzzah! We must inform Captain Brant at once.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. For some time now, 'twas said that the false sovereign was recovering from his battle wounds. But as I hear it, he is now well enough to walk unaided. And so, in honor of his supposed valor, they have been holding masquerade in the palace of late. The false sovereign's identity is still beyond our ken. Even the matter of from where he hails remains a mystery. But mayhap approaching the false sovereign at one of these gatherings could afford you a glimpse into the man behind the mask. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? My thanks. Some of the sentries posted at the masquerades are under my command. I shall have them ease security. So pray, slip into the venue through whatever opening presents itself. Once your infiltration is successful, you will need only don a mask and act the part of an invitee. Few will think to be wary if they believe you a fellow masquerader. Here, this should suffice to help you blend in. Take care, Your Majesty. There is one other thing. Masquerades being as they are, you will require suitable raiment. Much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other revelers.
Welcome.
Oh, wonder what's going on in town.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
Too quiet here for my liking.
Such.
Very well. We shall wait here till your business is done.
I must ask you to comport yourself with the utmost civility while you are within the masquerade hall.
Such cheap drink. It is not at all to my taste. So tired. I'd kick just about anywhere.
To spend his taste.
Just one last push, and I'll be done for the day.
Another fancy party hosted by the Arisen. You'd think he's feeling plenty merry by now.
So, tell me more of this ox cart.
What is it? Is there aught you need? Ah, I see. Thank you for giving this to me. I shall pen my answer anon. Behind closed doors, naturally.
My list of duties grows ill longer. This place.
You are not permitted to be here. Move along.
If I could find a noble to take me off.
Preparations, King. I up my training regime.
A minute now. No sense getting cold
Many thanks. Patrick has already sent his reply. 'Twould seem my mother's tyranny has been weighing heavily on his heart. He has pledged to continue our correspondence and aid me in putting an end to my mother's injustices. This would not have been possible without your assistance. I am afraid I cannot offer much in the way of recompense, but pray, take this.
My sword arm.
At times, it seems I...
Here's hoping no...
I would appreciate your swift return, Master. A fell unease begins to gnaw at me when you are gone over long.
Have you heard? There's to be more restrictions on goods traded with Waldhar.
Well now, you're...
What is it? Has something happened?
We have it on good authority that a suspicious individual passed through here.
We need to scour the area. Well, scour will be right.
In here.
Open up!
Open this door right now.
You're dressed rather austerely for a patron.
My humblest apologies, Lady Wilhelmina. We've had reports of an unseemly character in the vicinity, you see, and...
Preposterous. I was out front till but a moment ago, and I did not see so much as a shadow.
Be that as it may.
You are excused. Leave this place, ere you invite our noble host's wrath upon yourself. I will summon you if aught is amiss.
Pray forgive the intrusion.
And what business have you here? In the nobles' playground? You've the face of someone in search of a juicy morsel. Would you be looking for this, perchance?
Come on, then. Keep pouring. Do you take me for some green lad who can't handle his cups? I'm your damned king, and a king deserves royal treatment.
Of course, Your Majesty. Tell us, Your Majesty, would you prefer more drink, or shall we find some other way to amuse ourselves?
Aye, aye. Let's change things up.
I believe I cautioned you to keep your drunken revelry in check. Lest you forget, these celebrations of your valor are but a pretense for more serious matters.
I know. I do. It's just I get the poison in me and things happen is all.
You need only serve as our false king until Sven becomes consul. Till then, however, you would do well to remember that your role demands a certain degree of dignity. I trust you understand your position, Your Majesty.
Nay, I mean I. As you say, I'll go and sober up.
why not remove yours as well? This is not the masquerade hall, and we now find ourselves quite alone. What say we dispense with such pretenses and speak openly with one another, Lord Phasus?
That will do. If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here, I wonder? If you came to learn of the Sovereign, then 'tis as you have seen. The man is naught but a ale-swilling pretender propped up by the Queen Regent. Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen be? You'd best go. I'll do what I can to help you make your escape. Come see me in my bordlery, whene'er you're so inclined. I'll instruct my attendants to send you straight to me.
Any work's better than begging on the streets.
I get along with everyone.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim. Well, well, he is merely Disa's puppet then. 'Tis likely that he knows naught of her schemes, even were he to be removed. I suspect some other would simply be made to take his place. But if there's aught that compels my attention, 'tis this other man you mention. Phasus, was it? He seems a man of import, and yet I have never heard of him. Pray, allow me to investigate this matter further. You've done well, Your Majesty. Thank you.
So the false sovereign, Queen Regent Disa, and this Phasus fellow are all working together. Quite the sordid trio, eh?
Well met, sir.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. While examining the palace ledger for evidence of the Queen Regent's misdeeds, I made a curious discovery. For some time now, it seems she has been diverting a veritable mountain of gold to the daily purchase of sweet crown flower. What's more, this inexpedient spending habit is recorded to have begun the very day on which Arthur, the would-be Arisen, appeared on the scene. This cannot be mere happenstance. I can only conclude that these sums are passing into the hands of Arthur himself. Yet 'tis strange, for sweet crown flowers only grow on the eastern edge of Vermund. I dare say 'twas not an item chosen idly. Mayhap this knowledge will guide us in our pursuit of the false sovereign. 'Tis a frail hope, to be certain. Yet all the same, I would ask that Your Majesty venture to Vermont's eastern edge and probe into this young man's origins. I am glad to hear it, for I cannot shake the feeling that uncovering the identity of the false sovereign is the key to unraveling Disa's scheme and securing your enthronement.
That man just now seemed rather on edge. What could he have seen here to inspire such suspicion?
Find myself
a mug of ale is just what I need.
Lots to do. This ox, I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
Wonder if there's any...
What ought I to do?
This can't be happening.
A cyclops! This bow is as good as flame-proof! It seems we have arranged our foe. A reckless opponent makes for easy prey.
No quarrel.
Have you lost your mind?
These fiends are only truly defeated when their skulls are smashed beyond repair.
Oh! I'd not have thought we'd find one here.
At least all our efforts weren't for naught. Huh. I'll have to remember to tell my own master about this.
Then I shall remain by your side.
Tis a pleasure to meet you. Arisen. I should have expected you may...
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
I say we collect as much as we can carry.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste.
Set for me.
I like that. I don't much fancy narrow spaces.
Let us proceed with due caution.
I uncovered a treasure chest in this very locale. Shall we seek it out?
Calls and I shan't resist. Fancy a look at my wares?
Oh, I'm dead on my feet.
Greetings. I must say I'm impressed by your intuition, sir. You found me out far sooner than most. I trust you are enjoying your sojourn in our fair village. If you have any questions, ask away. I should be glad to aid you. If aught about our humble village seems strange to you, that is easily explained. For 'tis here that thieves are instructed in the skills they require. To begin with, those who wander into the village are evaluated for their potential aptitude. Of course, you are no exception. That you stand here now is proof you were deemed a worthy candidate, which is to say, you have my approval as the Thiefmeister. Is there aught else you care to ask? Aye? Take care then. You, sir, are worthy of inheriting my ultimate technique. Once mastered, 'twill allow you to fell all foes, both minuscule and mighty. Take it, and do with it what you will. Is there aught else you care to ask? If aught about our humble village seems strange to you, for 'tis here that thieves are in to begin with. Of course, which is to say... Is there aught else you care to ask? You're curious what I know of you? Quite a bit, I should think. Naturally, I'm not the only one. Our village has its own network of spies and informants, you see, and your title tends to make you stand out among the rumors we collect. You're the second arisen to come to Vermont, and you've allied yourself with Captain Brant against the Queen Regent. In response, she's... Oops. I mustn't say another word. Don't misunderstand. I'm no ally of the Queen Regent. I merely strive to maintain neutrality in political matters. Those who deal in information must ne'er align themselves with a particular power. Is there aught else you care to ask? Arthur, you say? I've lived in this village many a year, but I can't say I've heard of someone by that name. My apologies. Is there aught else you care to ask? Beg pardon? Why would you ask such a thing? A letter? Oh, you've made quite the discovery. Brass means imitating someone in thieves' cant. This letter means to say someone's taken on such a request. Naturally, I can say nothing as to the who or what of the arrangement. I'm sure you understand. Is there aught else you care to ask? Aye. Take care then.
This is for you, Master. I thought it might come in useful. Here you are, Master. I hope you like it. I found it myself. Materials such as this can be combined to craft things.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
I would appreciate your swift return, Master. A fell unease begins to gnaw at me when you are gone over long.
'Tis not our place to hurry thee along.
That all you wanted to ask? Figures you'd want to know about him. We're supposed to be neutral. Ordinarily, I wouldn't say a word about one of our jobs. But I suppose I can tell you, the situation being what is. His real name is Dara. He was one of us, once. But he's been exiled. We had no choice, see? After he went off to play the false arisen, we're men and women of shadow. Center stage isn't our place to stand. That's why he was cast out. He'll ne'er be part of our village again. That all you wanted to ask? For all this, Dara was in line to become the next thief maester, but he failed. Took a massive injury to the chest during the trial, so the title fell to me. That's when he went off, saying he used the scar on his chest to pose as the Arisen. And what a scheme that turned out to be, eh? Now he gets to sit pretty on the best seat in the kingdom. Still, you'd have a hard time proving that he's not who he says he is. He's a wily one, that Dara. Always was careful not to leave behind a shred of evidence. But we can't have him thinking that he gets to go off and enjoy a peaceful life in the lap of luxury after breaking our code. Methinks he needs something to remind him of the debt he owes us. Here, this should do the trick.
What brings you here?
I'm not interested.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty's claim. Have you divined aught of the false sovereign, your majesty? This appears to be a bill calling for the arrest of a man named Dara. But hold a moment. Does this man's countenance not bear an uncanny resemblance to that of the false sovereign? I see. If your majesty is certain that the two are one and the same, then I am convinced as well. However, I'm afraid this paper alone does not constitute sufficient proof. But of course. I surmise your majesty intends to post the bill and invite suspicion. A clever plan. The Queen Regent will be forced to deny any connection to our new sovereign, yet will be unable to remove the bill from the public eye. Furthermore, 'twill serve as an attestation to Dara's existence, which shall remain an undeniable truth till the man resurfaces. And all the while, the doubts lurking in the hearts of the citizenry will continue to deepen. A clever ploy indeed. I shall attend to this matter personally. I've no doubt that this bill will prove its worth in due course. You have my gratitude, your majesty. Your aid has been invaluable.
That thief maester's a capable sort. I'd wager this will make life rather difficult for the Queen Regent.
But not at the expense of my duty.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm cut out.
Firstly, pray, take this. 'Tis a regalia sword, one of the kingdom's treasures. 'Tis my duty to guard it. Yet, I have stolen it from the masquerade hall where 'twas on display. A duplicate now rests in its place, and I must beg you to keep the true artifact hidden, lest the ruse be discovered. Generations of Amundian rulers have wielded it, though not in battle, of course. 'Tis a ceremonial weapon for use in parades and the like. Yet, Disa's disdain for tradition has seen the blade suffer. 'Tis fractured, and has lost much of its former luster. Captain Brandt is of a mind to restore it, so that it might serve as a symbol of your authority, Sir Arisen. Indeed, when the time comes for you to announce your ascension, having this sword at your hip would doubtless elevate your standing in the eyes of the people. And I must confess, having watched over the blade for many a year, I've grown rather fond of it. I should be well glad to see it restored to its former splendor by your hand. My hopes for our kingdom and its treasure go with you, Sir Arisen. I bid you good fortune.
Could you come? Come over here.
I don't tell half as many lies as my
Same as the one before it.
Here at last.
Don't get much a chance to travel in my line of work.
If 'tis a blacksmith you need, I can't help you. I'm retired, see? Oh ho! 'Tis a regalia sword you want restored, is it? That's a first. All right, give us a look then. Now here's a masterwork of craftsmanship if I e'er saw one. Not to blow my own horn, but I wager I'm the only blacksmith who could set this ailing steel to rights. But, as I've said, I've laid down my tools, and before you start begging, know that I don't intend to pick them back up. Well, why are you still standing there? Leave an old man in peace.
That went rather poorly, I fear. What are we to do now?
Beg pardon, you'll have to forgive him. He's been in a foul mood ever since we got cut off from the fuel for our forge. Though, he's always been a bit crotchety, come to think of it.
Enough cheek, you wool-brained wastrel! Now, I'm off to the tavern. Can I count on you to mind things here while I'm gone?
Of course you can. You go enjoy yourself. Psst. Hang about, eh? When he's gone, you and I can talk. 'Twas special made to use glimmer coal, mined from a nearby cavern, till the monsters settled in, that is. Neither of us can go anywhere near the place now. Listen, Brokkr's too proud to ask for help, but I'm not. Would you be willing to go out to the cavern and mine us up some glimmer coal? I'll take as much as you can carry. Should you succeed, I reckon he'll change his mind about restoring that blade of yours. Now, true to its name, glimmer coal emits a pale light, so you'll want to cast your eyes about for any glowing spots when you get to the cavern. Oh, suppose you'll be needing the name of the place. Digger's Ruins 'tis called. I'll count on you to bring lots of the stuff back.
If we can procure...
What do you think you're doing here?
Tied behind my back. Shall I give it a try?
It is no great shock to me.
We've naught to gain by fighting. This is just what's needed. This is just the sort of place that begs exploring.
We'd best be prepared to make our own light before we proceed.
Fear not, 'tis well in hand.
Over so soon? Why, we seem to have come through unscathed.
Well, I'm sure there's still room for improvement. You seem rather fond of this place, Arisen.
I'm sure the Arisen would not bring us here without due cause.
I knew that I could count upon your strength, Arisen.
That ladder looks promising, but we'll have to drop it down from above.
One of my mage skills ought to resolve this in a trice. Shall I assist?
Having more of these to hand ought serve us well in battle.
What say we pelt one at the next foe we encounter?
If we can procure some glimmer coal from Digger's ruins, I'm sure Brokkrr ought to have a change of heart about the regalia sword. I can guide you.
Well, now isn't this lucky? Someone who knows the way. Our past deeds here are as vivid to me as if they were writ upon the wall. Now that we are returned, we shall doubtless forge new memories here as well.
Here, if you please.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Begone, Minotaur! This is not a foe to be challenged lightly.
We need not shrink from danger. We've the strength to prevail over anything.
Seems we have enraged our foe.
A reckless opponent makes for easy prey.
No quarrel.
Where you do not fall prey to the enemy's attack as we pass.
Oh, the arisen soaked to the bone! I'll harvest what I can, should it please you.
Pick up every little thing you find, and your pack will soon outweigh you. Well, I know it, yet I cannot seem to resist.
You too? Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
This ought to suffice. Unless you'd rather mine for more, Master.
That's just what I was thinking.
Excellent. Just what I was hoping for. You're well fond of picking things up, aren't you?
Methinks there are rare materials to be found hereabouts.
Well, well. That's quite a discovery.
This boulder looks mighty heavy, but we might just be able to move it if we combine our efforts.
I say we give it a push and see what happens. Look, Master, a treasure chest. Slimes? Oh, this'll put me off my dinner.
Ice is our ally against such fiends. I see you've been drenched. Dry off as soon as you can. A flawless execution.
Just think what we could achieve if we honed our talents further. You're staring, Arisen. Has aught yonder caught your eye? I can't wait to find out what's inside.
Have you any glimmer coal for me? That's plenty. Many thanks. Brokkrr, we've got more glimmer coal. Now we can reignite the forge.
'Tisn't the forge what needs igniting, girl, but your fool ears. I've told you my smithing days ended when those monsters moved in. I've no use for glimmer coal anymore. I'm done, understand? I'll not hear another word about that rusted hunk of steel. If you're so keen to have it repaired, then see to it yourself. Now leave me be. My mattress beckons.
Oh, I was certain he'd pick up his tools again if we only had more glimmer coal. My apologies for putting you to all that trouble, sir, but mayhap your efforts needn't go to waste. I could try my hand at repairing that sword for you, if you'd be agreeable. Way I see it, if old Brokkr's the only smith with the skill to see it done, then I'm your best hope, being as I'm his apprentice and all. Well, what say you? I'm grateful for your trust, sir. You'll soon see your faith was well placed. Mayhap not soon as 'twere. I fear I'm a novice in the truest sense. I'll be needing some time. But I'll see it done all the same. You have my word. Mark me. This blade will be shining like a star by the time I'm finished with it.
Sir Sarah might be the dwarf's apprentice, but restoring that sword will be no mean feat. Is she truly up to the task?
Hey. I'm grateful for your trust, sir. You'll soon see your faith was well placed. Mayhap not soon as 'twere. I fear I'm a novice for it. I've ne'er seen this sort of craftsmanship. How'd they work such a pattern into the blade? Hi there, Arisen! Forgive me, but I've made nary a lick of progress toward restoring that sword of yours. The blade's make is as intricate as 'tis beautiful. Suppose that's why these things ne'er see battle, eh? If I only knew how to create this pattern on the steel, mayhap the rest would come easier.
What are you jabbering about now?
Oh,
You're looking at the work of a blaze hammer. 'Tis a process scarce employed, but one befitting the prestige of a regalia sword. Honestly, girl, you're no apprentice of mine if you can't figure out aught as simple as that.
Sorry, Brokkrr. Must have slipped my mind. But if these patterns were the work of a blaze hammer, mayhap that's what it'd take to fix the blade. If you've not heard the term, 'tis where you heat your hammer to extreme temperatures by dipping it in magma. 'Tis hardly e'er used since the hammers like to cool afore you can forge aught with it. Brokkr's explained the process to me, but I wonder if that's enough.
It seems 'twill take a rather complex process to restore the sword, but I've no doubt that Sir Sarah is up to the task.
How could that whelp fail to recognize the distinctive traces of a blaze hammer? I thought I taught her better than that. But it's what she does next that really counts.
Knowing that the pattern's on the... Suppose I'll sleep on it. Mayhap the answer'll come to me on the morning.
Got to get the floors mopped, clothes clean. Something good will come up today. I just know it.
Treat myself to a tickle before bed.
It's that fool apprentice of mine. I haven't seen her since yesterday. Knowing her, she skipped off to the mountain base cave on Volcanic Island to try her hand with a blaze hammer. It's the only place with enough heat, see? Since you're the one who inspired this nonsense, you'd best go find her and bring her back in one piece, lest I ring my hammer against that hollow shell you call a skull. What are you lazing about here? Get to the mountain base cave on Volcanic Island and find my daft apprentice!
I hope I didn't leave the pot on spoil.
This opportunity to gather my strength.
These really are hidden in the most unlikely places, aren't they?
How do you like that?
It appears we found a ballista.
Everyone's just tired. Not enough for a moment there.
Oh, I don't know about you, Master, but I'm worn out. Mightn't we have a rest before pressing on?
Oh! I'd not have thought we'd find... Oh! I'd not have thought we'd find one here.
Different masters favor different pawns. One whom I served...
Did it... Anyone else see that? Ort catches the light.
Let us...
Different destination in mind, Master? Very well. I shall follow your lead instead.
I'm sure there's a very good reason for this detour. We must respect our master's wishes. Down such cravens.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
Strike true, lest the beast flee.
An excellent find. The more of these we have on hand, the more freely we can use them.
What say we pelt one of the next foe we encounter? I don't know about you, Master, but I'm worn out. Mightn't we have a rest?
We shall have to crane our necks to spot our foes in a place like this.
Keep your voice low, lest my heart leap from my throat. Over so soon? Why, we seem to have come through unscathed.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
Oh, now here's a surprise.
The thrill of discovery never gets old.
I'll have to remember to tell my own master about this.
Uncommon materials can be found here, methinks.
Well, well. Quite a discovery.
These walls have become a familiar sight.
I'm sure the Arisen would not bring us here without due cause.
We have reached our destination.
If 'tisn't the Arisen, come to check up on me, have ya? Well, I'm faring just fine. In fact, I've done it! See? 'Tis a blaze hammer. All that's left is to get this to the forge outside the cave. I hope you're ready, Arisen, as there's not a moment to spare. Follow me, and quickly.
Make haste for the cave exit.
Make haste. The heat's all but gone.
My magics are at your disposal.
Darn it, seems we weren't quick enough. But I shan't give in so soon. Come on, back into the cave we go.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
I am not giving up. We'll make it out before the hammer cools this time. You'll soon see. Right, all's ready. Let's be off.
Very well. I shall return.
Tis still scalding hot. strive to keep it that way.
Naught feels quite so wasteful as coming upon a fine piece of equipment after purchasing the very same item in a shop.
I dare say that's part and parcel of the adventurer's trade.
We've made it out at last. Good on you for keeping up. Right, now to do what I came here for, then it's back to the smithy for the finishing touches.
I'll gather these now. 'Twould be a shame to forget their... We've arrived well enough. Where to next?
You bird-brained buffoon! Where have you been?
Brokkrr! Sorry!
There's no time for apologies, girl. We've got to get that blade on the anvil, lest the blaze hammer's treatment be for naught. You're the first apprentice of mine with the gumption to do aught like this. You got the blaze hammer work done, and you did it right. But the hardest part's what comes next. I'll walk you through what's needed, though I dare say it is one of the few lessons I've left to teach you. You've proven yourself this day, Sarah. You're the one fit to carry on my techniques and this smithy.
Come in, Brokkrr. Hi, Arisen. I've been waiting for you. Here it is. Your regalia sword. Looks newly forged, doesn't it, eh? Brokkrr had me working on it for hours. Got nary a wink of sleep. But owing to that, methinks it turned out real fine. I only hope you're pleased with it. 'Tis as much your success as mine. So much has changed for me since you first brought that sword to the smithy. I feel as if I'm finally on the path to becoming a blacksmith in my own right. Thank you, sir, for all you've done on my behalf.
What business have you here?
Pray, slow your feet.
I'll not spurn your company.
With Brokkr's teachings on, so ask away. My hammer is at your disposal, sir.
Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I inquire as to what's become of the regalia sword? So this is how the sword looked in its glory days of yore. 'Tis splendid to behold. I thought the blade ought to be restored for its history, but seeing it like this, I feel it means something more. Something greater. Pray, give my thanks to the blacksmith who repaired it. 'Tis fine work she has done. Impeccable, I should say. And you, Sir Arisen, you have my sincerest gratitude. You have breathed life anew into one of our kingdom's most sacred treasures. I can imagine no worthier symbol of a sovereign's majesty. I await the day it shall adorn your noble hip with bated breath.
Ought to be said, peace and quiet. Suppose I ought to earn business all my days. Let's take it easy today.
Yes, Master.
Beg pardon, you're not? Oh, thank goodness. I've a favour to beg, and I dare say I oughtn't ask it of anyone but a fellow Vermund. This letter must reach the hands of a man called Ernesto. I've heard tell he's stationed on Volcanic Island, but the road in that direction appears to have been blocked off. 'Twould seem another route lies to the south, only 'tis plagued by monsters, and I dare not brave it myself. But you seem the capable sort. A soldier, I dare say. I'm sure such beasts would pose little trouble for one of your skill. Pray aid me in this matter, sir. I should not ask such an ordeal of you if I was not sorely desperate.
This needs to be delivered. Shall we see it done?
You may call me... I'm afraid I cannot allow you to simply wander about as you please. Might I inquire as to what brings you here? You came all the way out here to deliver this to me? 'Twas most generous of you, sir. Now, pray, grant me a moment to pen a missive of my own. Here you are. Would you be so kind as to deliver this to a man by the name of Barbas? You will find him in the Agamen ruins, not far from here. Do this, and the author of that letter shall be afforded refugee status. I trust you understand the importance of this task.
Arisen. I should have expected you may yet linger here.
Over here!
Hi, I'm Barbas. What do you want? Brought something for me, have you? Let's have a look then. Very well. You may leave this matter in my hand. I wouldn't worry too much. I've no doubt this poor exile's request will be approved. You've done a good thing this day, sir. I know 'tisn't much, but I want you to have this.
Huzzah! You've done it! With any luck, Sir Akakios shall know peaceful days at last.
My heart is light as a feather after that exchange.